Hey Wastelanders, welcome back to The Last Ranger, and I'm your host, Gary. I wanted to remind all my subscribers that I'm doing a giveaway at 666, and since I've doing the early announcement, I did it 2 months ago on April 5th. I plan to give 6 knives away, and probably ranging from $25 to maybe $125 or $150. The plan is for all future giveaways, I'll do it for 100 subs. So when I get 666, I'll do it the next giveaway at 777 and 888 and so on. And the plan is to get to 1K by the end of this year, 2021. I'm on the 2-year plan because it's probably going to take me 2 years to reach 1K, but I hope to reach 1K by the end of this year. So let's get on with the review. I'm going to be reviewing the Civivi NOx. I call it NOx, but it's like capital N, capital O, and little small case X. So let's get on with it. Okay. So this is an Apex pass around group knife that I received, I think, a week ago. The video up here, the unboxing video of this. This Civivi model has the distinct pleasure of being the first, from what I've read, first all steel scales. So all steel frame lock. And also, I don't know if this is the first Civivi, but it's one of the first Civivis to feature Nitro V steel. That's one of the failings. Sometimes it fails. I'll try to open it. You have to really press hard to engage the... If you don't push hard, it will fail. So you have to really kind of push button this one. Anyway, it's one of the first. I think it's ultra slim, and it's a very tiny knife. I broke out some of my tiny knives to feature, to show you the size. I'll put some other stuff down to show you just how tiny this knife is. It kind of looks big because I have large hands and I can fit all 4 fingers on it, but it's a really little knife. Don't be fooled by me getting all 4 fingers on it. So let's go over some specs. This knife, as I said, it features Nitro V steel. It's a drop point, and it's a hollow grind. I think Civivi usually does a lot of flat grinds. I know they do hollow grinds too, but it's kind of surprising the hollow grind in such a small blade. It features a satin blade, and it's a frame lock, and it's tip up right and left carry. The scale, the pocket clip's not embedded in the scales, but it's got flat screws, so it's easy to get in the pocket when I carried it. It's lanyard friendly. You have a lanyard hole. That's a plus in my book. And it's a manual flipper, and it's on bearings. I haven't got the detent just right. It seems to, like, when you flip it, if you press on the flipper tab like a push button, it always successfully opens. But sometimes I'll just out of habit forget, like, and flip it like a light switch. And, well, sometimes most of the time it doesn't open with a light switch flick. I'll try to do it again. Yeah. But if you press hard and push button, it will open. So if you don't like a push button, you may not like this knife. So And you can't finger flick it. Well, I can't because there's just not enough blade. And I didn't shake it out because it's real tiny. So it's the detent's strong enough to keep it in there as such a tiny blade. Its centering's perfect. The lockup is really good. It's like, I don't know, 40% lockup. It's pretty good. It's not a drop shutty knife, even though it's on bearings, because it's just a lightweight blade. You can't drop shut it. Let's go over the size and weight of the knife. I did all these measurements beforehand. I didn't even go to a site to pick up these measures. These measurements have been hand measured by me. So the handle is 3.85 inches. The blade is 2.93 inches, and the cutting edge has a big choil, but the cutting edge is 2.67 inches. And overall, the knife is 6.75 inches. The handle thickness is 0.35 inches. The blade thickness is 0.12 inches. And the edge thickness is 0.02 inches. And I measured the weight at 3.1 ounces. It's surprisingly, it's lightweight, but you know, for the size, I would have thought it would be lighter. So, but it's not heavy. 3 ounces is not heavy at all. So, before I get my final thoughts, I'm going to do some size comparisons for you guys, just to show you how small this is. So I picked out, for just a change, I picked out the Civivi, or the Kershaw Knockout, just to show you a regular size knife. This knife isn't huge, but it's a more of a regular size knife. So, you know, you can see it's very small. But I'll give you some other comparisons, because I have some knives that are considered probably EDC knives that are kind of small. This is the Kershaw Sprint Run Leak, but I think it's called something else before Leak. I'm drawing a blank. I have a bad memory, but you can see how it compares to this. I'll leave this leak in there. And I have the Quiet Carry IQ. And this Quiet Carry IQ is extremely small in my book, so you can see how it compares to that. So it's a little bit bigger than there. And this is a favorite of mine, the DeGen Emerose. Let's take this out. So Emerose is quite a bit bigger in there. And credit cards. So if you have it folded up, it's just about a little over the length of a credit card. Anyway, let's finish up this review and talk about what I like and what I dislike about this knife. I don't know what I feel about this knife personally. So just take my my thoughts as my personal interest of knives, because I want to say this knife is a little boring myself. It's not unique enough for me. But it has a distinction of being the first all steel handle knife, and for Civivi, and it's it has awesome steel, Nitro V steel. So it can't be that bad. I would rank it, I just would rank it not for me. It also comes in black stainless steel. I think it's the same blade steel, or the blade is still a satin finish. But you have the option to get a matte black stainless. I think it's in matte black. My tastes are a bit eccentric. You know, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you see I like weird knives, and this knife is straightforward, very EDC friendly. This knife is not weird enough for me, but it's a little small too. But it's not, I don't have a problem with small knives, but it's just not unique enough for me. The knife will cost maybe $64, $63.75, and I don't know if I personally would spend $63.95 on this kind of knife. It's probably due to the steel. That's probably the only what you're paying for. So if you like Nitro V steel, please pick it up. Civivi they do a great job on their knives, and you get a lot of for that money. I encourage anybody that likes small, lightweight, pointy blades to pick one up. I don't know. From what I've read, Nitro V compares to AEBL steel and 14C28N steels. It's kind of a mix between them. So more of a resistance to the weather. It's kind of an upgraded that's hard to say, AEB-L. It's kind of an upgrade to that steel. It's not weather resistant. Nitro V is. So I'll do a link in the description for everybody that wants to read about Nitro V. I found a good page or a good website that I read about this steel, but it's a little bit over my head because I'm not a knife or a steel nerd. So, but if you want to read about it, it talks about all of Nitro V's, the heat treatment and all kinds of stuff. Please check out that link if you're interested. But I wanted to show you a knife I have, fixed blade, that's in AEBL steel. So this knife is not, I mean, it's not weather resistant. It can rust, or I mean, I've had this. This is the first knife I've had in AEBL steel, and I've never taken it out and pushed it hardcore. So I did some food preparation, and I did a short video. I'll link it there. I think from what I've read, Nitro V and AEBL steel is mostly used in fixed blades, but I've seen Spyderco use this steel sometimes, and I'm sure some higher end knives, pocket folders, have been using this steel, Nitro V. But it's very nice to see Civivi giving you that option of Nitro V in a pocket folder. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and thanks for sticking around with me through this long review. I hope this review helped you decide if you want the NOx or you don't want the NOx. Like I said, it's not a bad knife. It's just a knife that's not for me. I probably wouldn't buy it for myself, and I wouldn't carry it. It's not different enough for me. You know, this knife is more unique than this knife. The only thing that's got going for it is the steel for the blade, I think. This is an LMAX steel, and I really like LMAX. So But Nitro V, I could see if this knife looked like this knife with Nitro V, I would buy it in a second. So, all right, take care, Wasteland does.